Welcome to another Breath Mint. The goal of this video is to help you understand what calm feels like in your body. So if you get stressed because you get cut off in traffic, or your child isn't doing well in school, you get into an argument with your spouse, we can then use our breath to bring calm back into our body so that we can respond as an intelligent human rather than reacting like a lizard and just word vomiting on everybody. When I start to work with someone on what calm feels like in their body, I usually start with asking them this question. You seem stressed. Take a deep breath. And then I videotape them so they can see what their body looks like. Whether you lift your chest or throw your head back or breathe in through your nose or out through your mouth. And we're going to talk all about that. So before I show you the video of David Davidson, a friend of mine, who's a real estate agent here in the Hamilton-Fairfield area. So if you want to buy or sell a house, leave your information in the comments below and I'll make sure to give him the information. So before I show you his video, I want you to pause the video, pause your camera, and then take a video of yourself as you hear me say, you seem stressed, take a deep breath. What does that look like? And then after I worked with David about a half an hour, I'll show you the end result of what it looked like and what it needs to look like so we can bring calm back into our body rather than be stressed. So I'm going to let you pause the video now. Welcome back, and I hope you took a video of yourself. I will show you David Davidson's video now when I said to him, you seem stressed, take a deep breath. Here's that video. Here we go. David, you seem stressed, take a deep breath. You noticed how he threw his head back and he leaned back and picked his chest up and then he took a breath in through his nose and out through his mouth. Now let's start the coaching. When I first start working with somebody, I try and help them understand that the nose is for breathing and the mouth is for eating. You certainly can use your mouth to breathe, but unless you know exactly why you're using your mouth, it's much more beneficial to breathe just with your nose in and out. So to help you understand about what are the things that the nose does, there are about 30 things that the nose does to the air before it hits your lungs and then also as it exits your body. You have a diaphragm muscle right down here that controls our breathing. And the diaphragm muscle is attached to the rib cage and then also attached to the backbone. And as it constricts, it pulls down, creates a vacuum. You open your nose, the air comes in, and then the diaphragm relaxes and then pushes back up. The air is pushed back out. I'm going to show you a quick video now of what that looks like so you can see how the upper body, the upper chest, the upper rib cage doesn't really move at all. It stays very calm, and the lower part, you'll have a little bit of expansion here, but the lower part is what brings the breath in and out. So proper breathing starts with the diaphragm muscle, and also the diaphragm muscle is involved in pumping the lymphatic system fluids through our body. So the lymphatic system is the waste products of our body, and it pumps it out. So if you're doing shallow breathing or not very much breathing at all, if you're just doing this, you're just barely moving upper chest like that, then the diaphragm is not pumping that lymphatic system, and basically we're just sitting in our own crap. So no wonder we get sick, right? Breathing through the nose is also harder than it is to breathe through the mouth because the mouth is like a fire hose. The air just comes in. Where the air through the nose, it speeds up here and then it slows down when it hits the nasal cavity, and all the suspended particulate then just drops down, is attached to the mucus, and then it's flushed out of the body. Also, what happens is your nasal cavity creates a gas called nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is a purifier, so when it infuses with your oxygen coming in, it actually kills the airborne bacteria that are in there. And it also helps relax our veins and our muscles. It's called a vasodilator. And you can also look up nose breathing on the internet, and there are any number of videos that'll take you down a deeper dive than what I'm doing right now. So as the air is infused with nitric oxide, it then travels around some tubulars, warms up to 98.6, and goes down into the lungs, warmed, conditioned, pressurized, and then it goes way down to the bottom because it's harder to breathe. So it goes down in where all the alveoli are, most of the alveoli down at the bottom part of the lungs, and then the exchange happens between the oxygen and carbon dioxide, and then you exhale. And as you exhale, you go back out through the nose again, and then the body only lets out the amount of carbon dioxide that needs to, because if there's too much carbon dioxide that leaves the body, then the chemistry of the blood changes. And the body knows how to keep track of that as long as you use your nose in and out. When we breathe through our nose, we use between 85 and 95% of the air that goes into our lungs. When we breathe through our mouth, we use between 65 and 75% of the air that we breathe in. So if we breathe just through our mouth, we lose all of that nitric oxide, we lose all of that conditioning, all of that cleansing of the air. And that's why you don't use as much of the oxygen that you breathe in through your mouth. During my time with David, I asked him to put a hand on his upper rib cage and then a hand just above his navel, and take that deep breath again, but this time don't let this upper hand move up. Feel the stomach go out as the diaphragm pulls down. And during the training, I also had him lay on the floor so he could, when you're laying on the floor, you're in the best physiological position for breathing. Your shoulders won't go up. You'll find that you can just you can feel your stomach go up. And when I work with kids, I'll sometimes put a teddy bear on their stomach. I call it a teddy bear breath. They lay on the floor and they watch their teddy bear go up and down on their stomach. So here's that video of David on the floor with his hands like this. See how calm that was and how he felt more at ease? Now, I'm going to show you the video of David, his final video, after about 30 minutes of training. So here's that video. David, you seem stressed. Take a deep breath. How did that feel?
Relaxing.
Compared to the first one?
Yes.
Anything else?
It just makes a difference to know how to breathe.
So David learned a new way, and I think his last comment says it all. So if you're willing to take another video of yourself being a nice calm breath, and then send those videos to me, I would really appreciate it, because I want to be able to use those to help other people learn how to breathe so that you bring calm into your body rather than stress. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next Breath Mint.